Maybe. There we go. And we are live.
Woohoo!
And we are here with Beth Peterson, author of The Illyrian Code and The Land Beyond the Waste.
Hey, Beth.
Hello. Thanks so much for having me.
So last night we were in Thailand. Where are we tonight?
Madison, Wisconsin.
Almost the same.
Basically similar.
Yeah, almost exactly the same. If I dropped you in one of the places, you wouldn't know exactly where you were. I could be in Thailand. I could be in Madison.
Well, just see if there's cheese or not, and that will pretty much determine it for you.
So what does one do in Madison, Wisconsin?
Well, one follows the Badgers. That's one thing one does. We've got a university. It's kind of a university town.
Yeah.
That's our big feature. What does one do? I mean, I read a lot of books, so there's always that.
You're in the right place then. Outstanding.
Yeah.
And you also write books.
I do.
So,
yes.
All right, Mike, we are well within our genre for the
Woohoo!
show. Having someone who writes books, this is perfect.
And fantasy books at that. So
excellent. And for people who are just joining us, hello, and feel free to comment in the chat. We love having people in the chat. And if you have not already subscribed and liked, please do that. It's just 2 little buttons, doesn't cost a dime. And Mike and I feel better about it because we're just sad old men. Those kind of things make us happy now.
We like ourselves a little bit more when you do that.
21st century sadness is right there. All right.
Anyway, it's about Beth, not us. Yeah. So when did you publish your first book?
2025. January was my first book. That was The Land Beyond the Waste. And The Illyrian Code was published in June. And in February, I also gave birth to my firstborn child. So it was a really big year for me.
Wow. That's a lot to pack into a year.
2 books and a baby. Yeah.
Good thing you got those 2 books out the first year because you're probably not going to be doing 2 books a year for a while again.
Yeah, that seems right.
So how old is the baby now?
1. Turned 1 in February. Yeah.
You really don't like math, do you, Ro?
Nope.
But born February last year. How old is the baby?
I just heard February, and I didn't want to assume it was last year or whatever.
Okay.
So it's starting to crawl around a little bit, and
he's walking.
Walking. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, walking around.
It's going fast up there in Wisconsin.
Very difficult to contain. Yeah.
It was so nice the first couple of months when they just lay there. Wherever you put them, they just lay there.
Yes. And now that's not what happens.
Yeah. Wait till they start punching holes in the wall and stuff. Yeah. Riding their bike through the wall. Hey, Mom, look at this.
Got that to look forward to.
Yeah. Is that my brother Jim?
I'm going to go with yes.
Yeah. How about that? Hey, Jim. So this is new. My brothers have ever showed up on the show before. So Mike's brother Dan is usually here. So anyway, so what got you into writing? I mean, what do you do for work? I guess is the start, and then what got you into writing now? If you just put out your first book in 2025.
Sure. So my day job, I work in sleep research at the University of Wisconsin. I mostly analyze data for various studies. But I started writing when I was in middle school, actually. Me and 2 of my cousins started the Dragon Book Club, and we read a few classic high fantasy novels, and then we decided that we were all going to write one that had dragons in it, and we were going to submit 10 pages every month. And we did that one time, but that was when the idea of the Illyrian Code was born, and I stuck with it. I wasn't too serious about it for a long time, but then after college, I started working on it more, and it became more of a focus. And it grew out of that.
Do you still have contact with those two friends from middle school?
Yeah, they're my cousins. So
Yeah, of course. Did you send them a copy of the book and say, "Suck it, losers"? I'd actually do it.
I did send them copies, but I did not say second losers.
You have a second book. You can do it now.
Yeah.
So this idea came out from when you were like 12.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool because most people, they have those ideas and they write something with it, right? And then it gets put in a locked box, never to be seen by human again.
Sure.
Right?
I mean, it's been a lot of time in a box, on and off over the years.
When I was that age, I wrote the story Tom the Loudmouth Penguin, which sadly has been lost to time now and is no longer available anywhere.
You need to recreate that.
I also had a brother named Tom, but it was completely unrelated.
Of course.
I'm sure. All right. So are these two books part of a series?
Yeah, so the Illyrian Code is the first in a series, and then The Land Beyond the Waste is a prequel to that series, although it can also be read as a standalone because it takes place in the very distant past.
Who did that cover?
That cover was so the publishing house that published that one, they had you like pick out a photo on Shutterstock. So I picked this photo of just the dragon, and it was a red dragon actually in the photo. And then I asked if we could change the color of the dragon, and then the designer at the house incorporated the title and the author name. So yeah, it's a little bit of a hybrid.
So these were published by a publisher then?
Yes, they were.
Both of them?
Yes.
And what is your publisher?
Collective Inc. did The Land Beyond the Waste, and Angry Robot Books did the Illyrian Code.
Okay. That explains why when I was looking for you on the internet, Angry Robot Books showed. Okay, makes sense now.
That's why you only found one book at a time. Yeah, that makes sense.
We've asked a bunch of different people this, but so I'm looking at Illyrian Code in the Treaty of Ariandor. How do you make up your names?
That is a good question. Mostly, I mean, it varies a lot. These are basically just names that I thought sounded cool. Adriendor, there was a time when I was gonna have the elves in my book speak a variety of Tolkien Elvish before I learned that that was like a whole copyright issue. So Adriendor was like loosely based on some Elvish words that meant.
It looks it, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's not necessarily bad, right? Because I think most people who read fantasy will pick up on that right away.
Yeah.
Sure.
It just looks like a word that belongs in a fantasy book. And
that's what I shoot for. Words that look right for the fantasy vibe. So
it's often about that, isn't it? It's how it looks in print more so than anything else sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Some of the names in my book I got from like reading genealogies in the Old Testament. I would find a word that's like, ooh, maybe that one.
Yeah, you can pull some stuff out of there, and not a lot of people would probably pick up on it. Yeah.
Right.
Do dragons figure prominently as characters?
No, not in the Illyrian Code. So the Illyrian Code takes place at a university that trains dragon riding peacekeepers, but the first year students do not get access to most of like the really cool stuff at the school because they kind of bring them in slowly. So first they're just teaching them a lot of the academic stuff, and a lot of them get expelled, and they don't really get into the magic and the dragons until the later years. So we do see dragons a couple times in the book, but they don't figure very prominently in the Illyrian Code. In the Land Beyond the Waste, there is a dragon that participates more in the journey. So there is a character that is a dragon in that book.
So this school is not like Harry Potter and Hogwarts.
No, it's more.
Everything else.
I mean, like Hogwarts is definitely an inspiration, but it's a university, and I'm thinking like it's an elite university, so they're studying like politics and stuff like that the first year. So
But they're not like 11.
they're not what?
They're not 11 years old and being hung out
No,
to dry
not
and
11. No.
left to face, creatures that normal kids
Exactly.
can't figure out.
In fact, one of my gripes with Harry Potter is just that, like, why are these young students facing the ultimate bad guy in the first book, and all the adults are like nowhere to be found? So I actually play with that a lot in the Illyrian Code, and I try to have the students mostly focused on things that students would believably be concerned about in their first year at the university, and then you kind of get the sense that, oh, the teachers are dealing with something bigger, and you don't really see most of it in the first year, except for Christina, because she gets a little sneak peek at some of the secrets that the university is keeping. So
you're a Harry Potter fan?
Yes, I like Harry Potter.
Who is the hero of the Harry Potter series?
I'm assuming that this is a trick question.
A trick question. We have gotten a wide variety of answers on this. I believe there is a specific individual who is actually the hero of the story. Mike does not agree with me, which is fine because Mike is generally wrong.
Okay.
But we have, in this particular question, we have gotten a very wide spray of answers on this.
Okay. Well, my favorite character was Snape. But I suppose Harry would classically be who I would name as
no, but who do you really think? I mean, forget the classically blah blah blah. Who do you actually think is the hero of the story?
Who is the hero of the story? I mean, I guess I think it is Harry. So I'm gonna lock in on that.
All right, Snape was the right answer.
Okay. Well, he's my favorite, and I mean, he's a hero too. He's just not the main hero of the books as they are written.
Without him, Harry dies in every book.
That seems right.
Yeah. So
that's fair.
See, and the answer I was hoping you'd say was Dumbledore, because that would totally trigger Rogue.
Oh my God, that would set me off.
No, in fact, I just
500 freaking meters of a school.
I just rewatched the movies recently with my husband, and we were both really taken aback by the Prisoner of Azkaban. There's this scene where Dumbledore's like, "Okay, Hermione, you know what to do. One count should do it," or like one twist of the timepiece, and then that's all he says. And you're like, "What? Like, if you wanted them to go back in time and save two people, like." Why are we being so cryptic? So yeah, no. Dumbledore.
Give me the freaking information. Come on. Yeah, there's so much child endangerment in that whole series.
Yeah, it really is
unbelievable.
Yeah, and you can tell that it's very plot devicey. Like, no sane wizard would really behave this way, were it not for the fact that Harry is the main character of the book, and it's more exciting if he doesn't actually know everything that he's supposed to know.
And I mean, it's kind of nice and everything, but when you start really looking at it, it's like if you had a group of people in today's world who had the ability to use magic, why would they stick themselves in the 1600s? Right? Why would it seems to me all going into their world would be more like the Jetsons and less like Shakespeare, you know? You can do anything? Please.
Well, the cloaks are more comfortable, you know. Why wear pants when you can just wear a robe everywhere?
I mean,
that's why really they restrict themselves to the Middle Ages.
And that just goes to prove that when you write a story, it really is about the characters and not so much about the story, because there are plot holes that you could drive a truck through, and it's okay. Nobody minds, and it gives people something to talk about on Pottermore and whatever.
And on podcasts when they are promoting their own books. Yeah.
I'd like to say we've made a living off this, but we absolutely don't make anything off this.
But there's not a lot of money in this business anywhere.
It does kind of get people. It's like if you really want to piss someone off, right? And I'm not saying that you want to do that or anybody should want to do that, but if you're like Mike and I, it's kind of fun. You could just say something like, I don't know what Star Trek movie Yoda was in, and that will get people really angsty, the people who are into Star Wars and Star Trek, if you start mixing the two.
Yeah.
And so these kind of questions kind of let us see how you're thinking about things. Are you into sci-fi at all? Are you more of a Trek or a Star Wars person, or do you care? Or Doctor Who?
I have watched some of all of them. I would not count myself as like a hardcore fan of any of them. Star Wars, I used to like Star Wars more before Disney took it over.
Before they started making a bunch of crappy movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and if you want to like ignite writer or authors, just say something like "you should always show and never tell," or something like that, and then that'll just set. I like every month someone sets Twitter off with something generic and like that, and
Sure.
it just oh my god! I'm like, really? We're doing that again? Has it been 30 days?
You've got to get the Twitter engagement up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made a little video about the show don't tell rule. And I think actually, so I spent a really long time writing the Illyrian Code, and it's from multiple perspectives. And I had this rule like show don't tell in my mind. And I wound up writing like a lot of unnecessary scenes because I was trying to like really show like how difficult the school was and all these different social dynamics that were at play between the students. And I'm like, actually, I just need to tell the reader some of this.
Yeah.
Because they don't actually care enough to like watch me show them everything, especially if it's not like particularly relevant to the plot. So I went on a journey with that one.
I think the trick is to spread out the info dumping in such a way that people don't realize it's info dumping.
Right.
But yeah, you have to. It's a story. You tell stories, right? You have to kind of tell some of it at least. You can't just if you show everything, then the book's going to be 500,000 words, and Mike will never pick it up.
And boring because
and super boring.
Right. So you got to be able to tell like what are the important things that need to be shown versus what's less important and can just be told.
Okay. So now that we've gone here,
sure.
Another question of the show. You've read Tolkien?
Mm-hmm.
Tom Bombadil, a useful character for the book or something that could have been edited out?
I was happy that the movies edited him out. I will say
and
that.
Not could have been edited out, should have been edited out is the correct answer.
Should he have been edited out? Yeah. I mean, so those books, they're so different. Like they would never be allowed to be published today in the way that they are. There's a lot there that's not focused plot. And I don't know. I mean, some of it is
a lot of walking.
Enjoyable. And I feel like the literary level in today's fantasy has gone down like a little bit because of that extreme focus on like just always have the action. So I feel like there are pros and cons. I do feel like he needed a little more editing, like it was a little excessive with Tom Bombadil. But
it was right after the war, stories were in short supply probably. And
I mean, it was a different world back then. But I'm glad that we have them the way that they are and not the way that today's books are. So
I saw a little video on, it may have been TikTok or YouTube, I forget what it was, but it said the Lord of the Rings trilogy, all scenes in which two female characters are interacting with each other. And it was like 2 seconds. And it was when they were getting ready to leave Rohan, and like some mother reached down and said something to her daughter to leave.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
that was it.
I forgot. I was like, what is this moment? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then you started thinking about it. It's like, well, there's Arwen. It's like, okay, yeah, she never deals with another female.
She wasn't really there
Galadriel
in
never
the
deals
books.
with another female.
No.
Right.
And yeah, that is a really dude heavy set of books. So
Right.
I think in that respect alone, it probably wouldn't get published today. They would say, okay,
Oh yeah, no, there are
JR, we need to,
lots of problems with it.
you know, we need fewer Y chromosomes in this, buddy. Come on, you know. But,
So,
yeah.
what were your books that like you really enjoyed reading that got you into reading? What are your favorites?
The Wheel of Time was a big one. That was one of my
All
earliest.
of them?
I have read all of them. Yes. They were not all out when I started reading them. It was a long journey of this, and I took a long break from it for a while. But yeah, The Wheel of Time, Game of Thrones, Brandon Sanderson, read a lot of his stuff. Brent Weeks, another big name.
We'd ask you if you've read all of the Game of Thrones book, but you haven't. So
Well, because, right. All the ones that are available.
That will ever be available?
Right.
I'll give him another 10 years, man.
Yes, because when he's 87, I'm sure he'll finish it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem
He
to be
doesn't know how it
promising.
ends.
Yeah, well, hopefully not how the TV show ended.
See, I didn't see it, so I don't know.
I didn't see it either, but I heard a lot about it.
I did, and I regret it.
Yeah.
What was so bad about it, Mike?
So, no matter how many shows were in a season, whether it was 10 or 7, the first 5 shows are people standing around talking. Nothing happens. It's just one conversation after another. And then they're like, okay, now we get to spend our CGI budget. And then they spend their money. And I'm like, every time I'm like, why am I watching this? It's boring. I'm like, no, I'll give it one more. And every time I'm like, I should have bailed. And I'm like, but now I'm in, first season, second season would be better. And then I'm like, well, now I've seen 2, so I watched the whole stupid thing. I'm like, surely they have, it's the last one was like 4 episodes of last season. Like, surely it's going to be all CGI and at least it'll be entertaining. And no, it was not. But I also hated the books. So, the likelihood that I was going to like the show was, if it was wildly different, I would be okay with that.
So really, the poor judgment is all on you.
No, I don't think so.
The books that you didn't like, you suffered through the show, which you also didn't like.
It was peer pressure. Everyone was watching it. It is the only time in my life I've ever had HBO was when that show was on, and then I would cancel till the next year.
Beth, as a mom, do you want to tell him, or should I?
Tell him what?
After he said it was peer pressure, that's why he did it.
I don't know what I'm supposed to tell him.
You're supposed to tell him, Mike, if your friends jumped off a bridge, would you do it?
Oh, yeah.
No? Come on, man.
Well, though, if your friends jumped off a bridge, I mean, it's probably into a deep enough body of water that it would probably.
Yeah, I mean, you let them go first so you can see if it's okay or not.
I suppose. Okay, that's fair. If it's a very
very Dumbledore-y sort of thing to do. Let the other ones go first. Younger the better.
I know there's someone around here trying to kill us, but that's okay. So how much work did you have to do to kind of get your story from the 12-year-old Beth into the present day Beth and get that ready? It came out in 2025, but how long were you actually working on it, refining it, etc.?
Oh gosh, that's a tough question to answer, but I can tell you that I have. So when I go through the whole book, I often will send it to the Kindle, and then I'll read it there and like highlight things that I want to change. So I have like different drafts stored on my Kindle, and I can tell you that I have 65 versions of the Illyrian Code on there.
Oh my god!
Wow.
So those are not like all entirely unique, but it's easily more than 50.
At
So
what version were you just utterly sick of reading your story?
I never get sick of it.
Well,
Wow.
that's good. I mean, that's
Truth be
a
told.
great answer.
No, that's not true. I mean, there are times when I do fatigue on it, and then but then I just take a break. I did, but mostly when it came down to publishing time, I was on a deadline, and so I had to like let go of it. And then I found, of course, a few more typos in there after I read
Always.
Yeah. Best way to
But
find
right.
a typo is to print it. Yeah.
So 65 drafts, that's one way of answering the question. Another would be like I wrote like 3 chapters when I was in high school, and I used none of them in the final.
Not even like
Um,
an idea from it, something.
so one of the chapters I did rework extensively, and I did include that one. But like there were several chapters that I wound up cutting entirely, and most of them were from the early part of the book. So, and then I reworked it later. But one of the chapters in there, I did write most of it a long time ago. So it really varies by like which part of the draft. Like the good parts didn't require as much editing as the parts that wound up getting cut and significantly reworked.
I
So
think if I went through 65 drafts of my book, I would honestly probably say this is not the thing for me. So good
that's
on
fair.
you for getting through that because
Yeah. But this is over 20 years. So, well, not really, because I didn't finish the first complete draft until maybe 2018. So maybe it was more like 7 years. But it was a good long chunk of time, and I set it
yeah,
away for
you
long
worked for a
periods of
decade
time.
then.
What was
Easily,
that?
you easily worked for a decade on that first book.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Now, you said you were talking to Mike and I earlier, and you said that when you first finished it, your first draft was like 200 and something thousand words.
Yeah, 212,000 was the first word count. And then I found out that that is way too long if you're trying to get traditionally published. And I was misled because all of my favorite authors had debut novels that were that long.
Yep.
But yeah, it doesn't seem like it's really possible anymore to get published at that length as a debut author if you're writing query letters to
I
agents.
think when those people did that, they were actually doing it on like a typewriter. And I think
Sure.
the publishers at that point thought if you have the fortitude to do this on a typewriter, then good on you. And you're someone who can produce for us and we'll give you a contract. And now they probably don't so much. But so what was that like? What was that first kind of process like when you tried to did you get an agent first or did you just do it yourself trying to go to a publisher?
Oh, I tried to get an agent. I was never successful in that endeavor. I sent queries for like maybe a year. Well, what happened was I was looking up agents who represent fantasy, and I was finding them on manuscript wish list and like different free online places. And I just ran out of agents. And so I was like, this didn't work. What am I going to do now? And then I wrote another book that was shorter. And I tried again with that, although that turned out to have its own challenges. But then I submitted that one to a small press directly, and they turned out to be owned by a company that also owned Angry Robot Books, which is a little more established, traditional type of company, and they wound up liking it enough to reach out to me, and then we chatted, and they wound up publishing the Illyrian Code. And the other company that I had initially submitted to published The Land Beyond the Waste. So that's how it worked out. But it was a many years long process. So
Okay, I have to make a note here. Hold on, so I come back.
Sure.
So, working with a publisher, then most of the folks who have been on this show or even watch it are like just pure indie
Sure.
authors or whatever. How does that work for you? I mean, do they give you the freedom to kind of go to shows or events and sell your book or do whatever you want to do? Or are there a lot of kind of requirements that you have to make with them as part of that contract?
No, I'm mostly on my own, and I think it might work differently at like the big five or like a really big publishing company. I don't know. But they didn't I had a meeting with the publicist before the book came out, but I was very pregnant and I was about to give birth, and she was like, "Oh, I see that you're not really going to be available when the book is launched." And she's like, "So we'll just plan for this one to sell itself." And then that was our only meeting that we have. And I'm trying to set up another meeting with her just to get her advice about stuff. But mostly I've just been, I mean, they have done some things on their end. But in terms of my appearances and my social media presence, I have not had like feedback from them other than you should do it. So, which I am trying to do. So,
I love that advice. Oh, this book will just
yeah.
have to sell itself. Oh, well.
Oh, wait, that's
Why
an
do I
option?
need
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Right.
want that option.
They don't know
Yeah,
you're
well,
on this
the
tonight.
Illyrian Code benefited from Fourth Wing being really popular because it also takes place at a university that trains dragon riders. They're like, we're going to use it as a comp. And then there was some initial excitement about it because of that. Although a lot of those people I think wound up being disappointed because it's very different from Fourth Wing. But it did work out for uh they got a lot of requests for advanced reader copies. So
Nice.
that was nice.
Are
But
you-
not enough to guarantee me a contract on book 2. So that's too bad.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Are you still under contract for another book with them?
No. But I do have in the contract for the first book, I gave them first look at my next book. So
Mhm.
when I finish book 2, I will bring it back to them and see if they want to take it. And they'll probably just look at the sales numbers and be like, whether it's above or below the threshold, they'll decide based on that.
If they say no,
Mm-hmm.
do you still have the rights to all of your characters and everything to indie
Yes.
publish it on your own? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, that's not bad then. If they
Yep.
let you keep all the rights.
Yeah. I mean, they have the Illyrian Code, the rights to that, but they didn't
Just the
ask
book,
for the
not the
world or the characters. Yeah.
Not the characters. Okay, awesome.
So yeah, I was going to say I know a local writer here. He was small press and he published 2 books in what was going to be a 5-book series. And they're like, "Yeah, we're done." He's like, "I have 3 more books to write, but what do I even do?" And so, yeah, that whole series just kind of died because they're like, "You're selling books, but just not enough."
Yeah. That's
So
terrible.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I heard that and I was like, "It's a good thing I haven't tried to be traditionally published."
Right.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
also, so many of them want, they all want you to have your own social media following and all this and that. And it's like, well, what are you doing for me?
Right.
The answer is more and more, not a lot. We have somebody new in here, Mike.
We do.
Wow, thank you. Cool. Good for you.
Yes.
Give you something to do over the summer. Well done.
Or
And when-
instead of studying, which is probably not recommended, but it probably will happen.
And when you do get it done, send us a message and you could be here where Beth is. I don't know if that's a threat or a promise or however you want to take that, but so how did your 212,000 initial draft, what did you cut that down to?
At its lowest point, I got it down to 124,000 words. And then I submitted that to the publisher, and then she asked for me to add some things. And I actually wound up adding back like an entire chapter that I had cut, among other things. So,
So you cut out an entire book out of your
yeah.
book. I mean,
Yeah, although to be fair, like, because people ask me, well, why don't you just make it 2 books? And the answer is there was not enough that happened in it for it to be 2 books, and it was much longer than it needed to be. We talked about showing versus telling. I was showing too many things. There were a lot of things that needed to come out of it. So I think it was for the best.
you think fantasy, though, is just one of those genres where you can actually have an extra 50 to 100 pages sometimes of
Yeah,
background and etc. and just kind of world building, because you need to
sure.
give people that sense of place. You need to explain your magic system a little bit, however that's going to be.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. I like big books myself.
And you cannot lie.
And the Illyrian Code still is on the longer side. It's got a lot of world building in there still.
How
So
long
it
is
just
that book?
how long is it? It's like it's probably landed about 140,000 words.
Okay, so that's still
Um,
pretty good size. Yeah.
right.
Any thought to doing audiobooks?
There is an audiobook of the Illyrian Code.
Okay,
Nice.
So that was very exciting. The publisher did that,
nice.
arranged
Well,
that.
that is something then. That's
Yes, they
that's
Did
a
you get
huge expense getting those
did you
things
get to
done.
take part in picking the narrator, or
I did, yeah. They sent me 3 names along with some audio samples, and I was like, I like this one. And she did it. So that was great. Um, yeah. And then I sent in like all of my made up words, me pronouncing them, little audio file of that. So
Yeah, there's a lot of that. A lot of that.
yeah.
I got asked to put a little kind of thing in the front of my book, a pronunciation guide.
Yeah. I think I should have included one of those. It doesn't have one in the actual book. There is a house and character list because it is a very sprawling cast, but not a pronunciation guide. So in the next one, I'll make sure to get that in there.
So, what do you think you've learned over the course of the first 2 that you can kind of take forward? Because I mean, everybody always asks an author, "What's your favorite book?" And usually it's the last one because it's better than the one before, right? I mean, hopefully it continues to be a process where you're always getting a little better. What have
Sure.
you noticed from writing, from 10 years ago in the midst of writing your first one to going into your third?
Yeah. Well, one of my weaknesses that I had early on is that I just used way too many words. And that was part of why the word count was so long and why it needed to be cut down. Is just like I would use 10 words instead of 5. Just a lot of like he rose to his feet or he started to walk instead of he stood or he walked, just like stuff like that. It's just get lost in the little nuances of
yep,
gestures and things. And I'm like, oh, this can be shorter. And now I feel like I have a better grid for when I go back and read my stuff. I'm like, oh, well, this is obviously too long, and I can see easier ways of condensing it. So that's one thing. Another thing is I have a better grid for the characters, and just I'm more used to writing in their perspectives, especially the 4 from the Illyrian Code. And in the first book, they were mostly in separate social groups. So I'm really enjoying in the second book having them more connected and directly interacting with each other more often. So that's a lot of fun.
Would you how are your books for? I mean, there are folks that go like grimdark and just splatter and gore, and there are
Sure.
folks. I mean, it's a sword and sorcery novel, right? So a fool's going to die. We all know that. But how do you go about that with your story?
Yeah, I would classify mine as noble dark. So there's a lot of corruption in the world, in the order that training to join. They're realizing that it's not what they thought it was, and they're trying to figure out how they're going to stand in relation to that. But they definitely are all trying to like do good in different ways. And so, um, yeah. And then the Land Beyond the Waste is a little bit more um straightforwardly just like a girl and her brother trying to save the world. Um, and it's also a kind of a dark setting. They deal with rejection and prejudice, and they have to go plead their case before the elves who don't really want to help. But
Damn elves.
definitely, what was that?
So damn elves. Elves are the
Right.
worst.
You're
Don't
like,
get me
"No, let
started
the
on
humans
elves.
deal with it by themselves."
Mike
Yeah.
hates him from elves.
I do hate elves.
Why do you hate elves?
I've always liked the dwarves. I hate the elves. The elves are
Oh,
just pretentious. I don't
okay.
like them.
Okay. So I take it this is Tolkien elves
Yeah,
and
yeah, of
dwarves.
course.
Yes, yes.
So I have strong opinions on things that no one should really care that much about. So that's just kind of me.
Well, that's fair.
So
Yeah.
what?
No, the elves are in my book are very Tolkien-esque. And the main difference is that they are black, which is a bit of a plot point. Radara comes from a fair-skinned tribe, but she's the bastard child of the king, so she has dark skin, and it turns out she has some heritage from the elves. But other than that, they are very much like
So
Tolkien elves. They're graceful, beautiful, strong, powerful, aloof. So,
dark
yeah.
skin elves in your world don't equate to drow.
No. No.
Okay. All right. What about your bad guy?
So
Set
there
your
are
scene of what your if you were at a show and I walked up to your table and said, "What's your book about?" What would you tell me?
which book?
Pick one.
The
All right.
Illyrian. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I
Illyrian
thought
Code
that was-
is about 4 students who who go to this university to train to become a part of this elite order of dragon riding, magic using peacekeepers that is respected the world over. But when they get there, they find out that the order is not as honorable as they expected. And they
It's the
kind of have
UN.
to all navigate that. What was that?
It's the UN.
Right.
Okay.
Some
Got
similarities
it. Tracking.
with dragons. A light touch of dragons.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. That'd be something. Basically, when I was in middle school, I was like, what do I want to do when I grow up? And wouldn't it be cool if I could just be awesome at everything and go to this elite college where they just train you to be good at everything and you can ride dragons? And that's the school. That was my inspiration for the school.
To be fair, that would be really cool. I can't think of many
Right.
people who wouldn't be on that.
Yeah.
So what are they keeping the world safe from?
So the bad guys in the Land Beyond the Waste are the 9 high wizards, who some of them were humans, some of them were elves, but they partnered with demons to become high wizards, and they got access to the powers of demons, but they are also kind of slightly demon possessed. Um, and then their plan was to conquer and enslave the world. So they are the bad guys. We meet 3 of them in the Land Beyond the Waste and kind of spotlight those 3. And then they are defeated, but they come back for the Illyrian Code, although that's not well known in the Illyrian Code, but they are coming back.
Coming
So-
back as an organization or as the actual individuals?
So the demons are partnering with new wizards, except for the ones who survived. So there were like 2 that survived from that time. And then the other ones are new, but they're making another pact to recreate the beings that are high wizards. And they're making another plan to take over the world. But this time they're going to use the order of peacekeepers that was founded to stand against them. So that's their strategy.
So they're going to use the people who are supposed to oppose them.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yep.
nice. Okay.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask this because I'm contractually obligated to. Do you have any romance in this?
Very light touch of romance in this one. There's
Necessary.
probably going to be more in the next book, but no spice.
So would you call it slow burn or just a very little bit and it's not really about that?
It's not the main focus.
Right.
So I wouldn't class it as a romantasy like Fourth Wing, but there is some slow burn romance, more in the style of Brandon Sanderson or Brent Weeks, or what you would expect from high fantasy before it took this turn into this other genre of like mostly just being about the romance.
So it's just kind of tangential romance because you have people interacting with one another, and that's what people do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That's fair. Yeah. It's almost off-putting. I'm reading a book right now, and the person who wrote it just hits these things too often, right? And it's just unnecessary. And it's like, oh my God, he spent over 2 pages talking about these 2, hooking up. And it's like,
yeah. Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I guess if it's in little bits, but all that stuff can be done behind closed doors. Yeah, I personally, in a fantasy book,
I agree. For my personal taste, I like skip over that when I.
That's why I guess there are different things for different people, and it doesn't make it bad writing. So no letters. That's not what I'm saying. It's just anyway.
Letters. I like that you think that we would get letters.
Yeah, I know. People would actually comment on our videos. Oh, it's fun. Yeah, and if you haven't liked and subscribed, go ahead and do that now.
In order to get canceled, we must first have a platform.
That's right. That's right. Maybe that could be a new goal this year, Mike, is to get canceled.
Oh, I thought if we were just cantankerous enough, someone would find us and cancel us. Oh, we've been going about this all wrong. We have to be likable first?
We got to find some influencer who runs upon us one day and says to all of their followers, "These 2 guys are horrible," so everybody tunes in to see and then confirms.
And then you get canceled and then get the platform. So that way.
That's the way the dream works now. So then you go to a publisher and say, "I've gotten 8 million views on this video, and my Instagram subscribers have like freaking gone through the roof," and then a publisher will pick you up and you've got even more of a platform. It's really the perfect deal.
You forget about the best part, which is then you can say, "My book has been banned. Don't you want to read banned books?"
That is the dream.
And you can get on the banned book list.
Yes.
Oh, that is the dream. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. I have this idea for a thriller, and I showed it to a couple of people, and one was a Catholic priest, and he said he would absolutely buy it. And he said that you might get excommunicated, though. And I said, that's really kind of the idea, because I would pay like some cardinal or something to do it. It's like, here's money for a new roof for your church. I need you to publicly excommunicate me. and then,
it's got to stir the pot.
The movies are calling at that point and everything. That's my PR plan. So,
Smart.
yeah.
See, and I've just tried to be cantankerous to everyone, and that's not worked for me. Well, I mean, I enjoy it, but it hasn't made my book sales skyrocket.
Maybe
No,
you got to lean into it more.
more tank.
I like the way you think, Beth. I like this a lot.
Any suggestion? Do you have like someone like that at the university who you can look at and say, "Yeah, you're a crusty old person."
I work from home, so my university contacts, I actually don't have that many of them.
That's really perfect too, isn't it?
It is.
It's really great. Yeah.
So
Especially with a 1-year-old. That's kind of nice to be
Yeah.
able to do that.
It sure is.
It's like living in Europe without the high gas prices. Mike, do we have time?
for
The dome.
yes. Let me get it ready.
Who is your main character, Beth?
So I have 4 main characters in the Illyrian Code.
No, you can only
One
pick
in
one.
the Land Beyond the Waste. If I had to pick one of all 5 of them, I would pick Jaden.
Okay, tell us about Jaden.
Jaden is the High Prince of, well, the heir to a High Prince of a warhouse. He's very privileged. He's very reckless, and he feels trapped by his father. His father is a very harsh ruler, and he's in this system of oppression and injustice, and there's not very much that he can do to make it better. But he tries to make it better in what way that in small ways that he can. But his father can undo it all. And so when he goes to Eshton, he's mostly there to blow off steam and have a good time and subvert everyone's expectations. But he's got a good heart. So that's Jaden.
Okay. Are you familiar with D&D?
Yes.
You've played?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what we call the Bald Dome. And you're going to take Jaden, and Mike
Okay.
is going to drop him into a place, and he has nothing but his clothes.
Okay.
You get to pick what's your favorite color?
My favorite color?
Yeah.
Pink.
Okay. So you go into ye old apothecary, and you don't have much money, but they have a nice bin of potions there, and you find a
Okay.
nice pink one, and
Okay.
it doesn't have a label on it, and the guy can't tell you what it does, but it's guaranteed to work, and you can afford it. So you pick that up,
Okay. Okay.
and now you have a
One
choice.
mystery potion.
One
Okay.
mystery potion. You can throw it at whatever you want, and it will work, or you can ingest it, and it will work.
Okay.
Then we get to find out what it does, which is fun. And you have a choice to make. Would Jaden like a common item or a weapon? If he
A
chooses,
weapon.
Okay.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. We can. No, if he chooses a common weapon, he will have an encounter with a common creature.
If
And
common
okay.
item is a common creature, a weapon
What-
is a fantasy creature.
Sorry,
Okay.
did I say a common weapon?
You just said a common weapon, yes.
Okay, sorry about that.
So,
Yeah,
anyway,
common item,
so-
common creature, weapon, fantasy creature. So you're going to go with weapon. Okay.
Yeah.
And we will put you in, and then you just get to tell us what happens. And if we're not sure what's going to go on, it might be up to Mike to roll dice to figure it out. And nothing good comes from that. Because Mike is the world's worst dice roller.
It is
Oh
true.
boy.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
he's awful. He's rolled once back to back.
Well, I got fired as a dungeon master one time because
Oh, nice.
my party was fighting these little goblins, and I kept rolling 20s for the goblins. And so they
Impressed with
basically
Kobold?
just got destroyed by this goblin band. And I was trying to like edit my rolls, but my husband was like looking over my shoulder and being like, "No, it's a 20. We're dead." So I can relate to that. Okay.
Mike is
But
the
what
opposite. Yeah.
Okay,
but back to
so
the dome. Yes.
so Jaden has been magically transported with his pink fizzy potion
Yes.
to a forest clearing during a wildfire. So there's
Okay.
smoke that obscures the vision, spreading flames reshape the terrain each round, and falling embers cause minor damage.
Okay.
So he's in a forest fire. He has his pink fizzy potion, and you said he wanted a weapon. So
Yeah.
that is 10. He has a dagger,
Okay.
which is very disappointing because there's lots of good weapons, and that's like the worst.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Um, so in this forest fire, with his pink fizzy potion and his dagger, the smoke is shifting, and as it shifts, he looks, and lo and behold, he sees a basilisk.
Oh
And,
dear.
and the
Okay.
basilisk looks at him, and they just kind of lock eyes for a second. They're 30 feet away from each other.
Wait a minute. If you lock eyes with a basilisk, don't bad things happen?
That seems bad.
It locks eyes with you. You avert your gaze in time. It's 30 feet away.
Okay.
What happens next?
Now, are we trapped in this area?
Nope. You got transported right in the middle of trees are falling and they're still burning, but not the raging forest fire. It's like the embers.
Yeah, I think Jaden would be looking for a way out.
Okay.
A way to escape from the basilisk.
Good call.
Okay, so the way out is behind the basilisk.
Of course.
Or you can go towards the flames, which are behind you, or behind Jaden.
Okay. I think he's gonna try to sneak around the basilisk.
Okay, so he's going to try. So you didn't say that he did, which means we have to roll for it now.
Oh, am I? Should I have said that he could just successfully do it?
So, see, we always say you tell us the story, but if you're like he's going to try to do this, then we have to roll to see if it happens, and then you're at the mercy of my rolls.
And
So,
yeah, you gonna give us your die cam?
See, no one believes I'm as bad a roller as I am, so I have to literally do this so people see that I'm not making it up. So, 2.
That doesn't seem good. That seems very bad for Jaden. All right. So now the basilisk is going to attack, I assume. And I think Jaden's going to throw the vial of the fizzy potion into its mouth. And,
okay.
Yeah.
So the pink fizzy potion goes into the maw of the basilisk, and it kind of hiccups once, and then he disappears.
Oh, okay.
You can still see the depressions where his feet are. You just can't see him.
Okay. I think
or her. I don't want to, it can be either.
Right. Who knows?
Yeah. No one's going to check.
Okay. I think Jaden's going to run for the exit at this juncture.
Did Jaden outrun a basilisk? That seems unlikely.
Oh, so to what extent did it disappear? Do we think it just moved?
Oh no, you can see a footprint in the ashes, so it's just invisible.
Oh, it's invisible.
The basilisk invisible.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, that seems real bad. Okay.
The nice thing is, though, you can't stare it in the eyes. Well, I mean, I guess not knowingly. I guess you probably still could, though.
I think it would have been better in this scenario for Jaden to have drunk the potion and turned invisible.
So I just want to add here real quick that this is, of course, not canon, because we've had authors who've gone to great lengths to make sure their character doesn't die. It's not like you have to stop writing the series or anything. This is an alternate universe. So, whatever happens,
we
happens.
Your IP. So your person died in the Bald Dome. We own your IP. You can't write it anymore.
That's a bummer. If only I had noticed that in the terms when I signed on.
When you click join the page, it was all there. Microphone.
All right. Well, in that case, he's going to move cautiously toward the exit with his dagger at the ready.
Do you know this Ravi Kumar person? He's saying hello, ma'am.
Hello. I don't think so.
Well, hello to you.
And we have the mayor of Orc City with us now, so
Excellent.
All right.
which you could use some orcs right about now.
Yes, that would be really useful for
Oh,
you.
if they're gonna fight on my side, absolutely.
Yeah, no cannon fodder, just something to
And-
run faster than.
Yeah, things are looking real bleak for Jaden at this point.
This,
So our DM, he's running away from the basilisk.
Jaden's a human,
Yes.
and you're on ash-covered ground.
Well, he's not running. He's moving cautiously toward the exit with his dagger at the ready.
A
That's
dagger.
what he's doing. Yeah.
Just gets
Yeah,
worse
a
and worse.
dagger. It's dark. Everything went against me this round, I think.
Is
It
that
didn't help that we rolled a 2.
Let's go about this a different way. Mike,
Okay.
roll for the basilisk.
okay?
And the basilisk will take an unnecessarily difficult lunge toward
Sure.
Jaden, needing a
Okay.
17 to do anything close.
Sure.
Okay. A 1.
Exactly what I was hoping.
Excellent. And
Yeah.
Jaden's
So
gonna
the
try to
basilisk
stab it.
actually trips over its own self because it can't see itself. What does Jaden do? Because this big puff of ash goes up everywhere, and you see this like indent of like lizard
And
kind of.
keep in mind that the smoke is flowing here and there and can sometimes obscure him as well. So
Mm-hmm. Okay. So he might try to sneak for the exit again with his dagger at the ready.
is he going to go around the basilisk?
Well, he can't really see it, so
Well-
he's gonna try.
Okay.
You know it fell.
What was that?
You know it fell
It fell. Okay.
because
So you
were
can see
watching
where the ash all
Osprey
went poof.
go, and now you just know it just like collapsed right onto the ground, like it hit the ground.
Oh,
hard.
well then, gosh, should he take a swing at it? Would he take a swing at it? It's invisible.
Take
We
a
don't
flying
really know
dive
that
with
it's
the knife.
injured. Yeah. Maybe we're gonna risk a stab then. Yes.
Okay. Now Mike's already rolled a 1 and a 2, so
Yeah. So
This
he's
happens
due for some higher numbers. So
Right.
regression
Yeah, maybe
towards
an
the
8.
That's how that
a
works.
19 or 20 would be really nice, Mike.
Right?
Okay. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
11.
All right.
It is double digits though. So
That was on the edge. Roll it in the middle.
20.
Holy shit.
Hey!
Okay.
All right.
So
I think you just blindly slayed the basilisk.
you just come right down in its little brain. For a 1, a 2, and a 20.
Wow, I really thought Jaden was gonna die at that
So
point.
now Jaden the Basket Slayer can go back to his friends and tell them a story, and they'll all think he's just drunk.
That sounds right. Yeah, that would be plausible.
That ended a lot happier than I thought it was going to.
Yeah.
The odds of getting a 1, a 2, and a 20 are
Astronomical.
ridiculously low.
Yeah.
I don't know statistics, but I know that's not good. All right. So, folks out there actually watching, thank you very much. This is the prequel, Lamb Beyond Waste, and Beth's website has been going up here, so copy that down. And then the first book in the Treaty of Edriandor, and the next one we're hoping for later this summer.
Well, I'd like to finish the first draft, yes, and then we'll take it to the publisher, and it probably wouldn't come out before 2027.
You know what it's going to be called?
The Winds of Porphyrius is the working title, but that might change.
Okay.
So,
So it will still be like the Treaty of Edriandor Book 2 or something like that? Okay.
Yep.
All right. So go check it out. And are you on socials at all?
I am B F Peterson on TikTok, and then I'm B.F.Peterson on Instagram.
And you're not on X or Facebook?
Oh, I am on Facebook too. I am. What is my handle on Facebook? That's a good question. I think I'm Beth Flaherty Peterson is my
That's
display
what?
name. Beth Flaherty, that's Flaherty Peterson.
Didn't know you were going to be writing books when you signed that one up, huh?
Correct. Yeah.
That's fair. All right. And good on you for staying off X. If only,
Right.
if only we could. What do you do on TikTok?
Well, I was doing a 50 videos in 50 days challenge that I made up for myself, and I was just doing like background following my publishing journey, so different steps of the process. But then I finished it, so I'm not really doing anything on TikTok anymore. But we'll see. I might review some more
50
books.
days. That's pretty good. I'm not sure
Right.
how people put out that kind of content on TikTok all the time. It's crazy.
Well, it took an enormous amount of effort, and I got all the way up to 18 followers, so I don't know that I'll be trying it again. So, yeah.
It's funny sometimes. You just gotta hit the right day, you know. It's kind of,
Right. Whatever the secret is.
yeah.
I haven't stumbled across it yet, but maybe soon.
None of us have. I hope somebody does soon. It would be nice to get somebody to come back
Yeah.
on here, a huge success. I just bought a car with my book sales this month.
Yeah, that'd be something. Living the dream.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd like to go buy McDonald's when I book sales one month, but you know.
Yeah.
For anybody still with us, again, like and subscribe. Thank you very much for joining us. The new faces here, always nice. We do this a few times a week. Tomorrow night at 7, I do a random writing prompt. So if you want to get 30 minutes of writing in with a random prompt and genre, join us here at 7, and it's a nice quiet time and get some good writing done. And then we are back when, Mike? What's our
next week?
Next show is next Monday, I think.
Yep, I believe so.
Monday at 7 with Corbin Brook.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. And before we go, everyone, I've written Proxima Station. You thought you were going to get away without me saying
Thought we were going to get away with it. Yep.
And out to, Friday, the sequel to it, Jungle Planet, is actually available now because I screwed up the whole launch. So you don't have to wait until Friday. But they are out, so feel free to pick those up. And Beth, thank you so much for being with us and putting up with 2 cantankerous old men.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a delight.
I just want to say that Ro is older than me.
Yeah.
Glad we straightened that out.
Thanks, everybody.